Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Will County Board meeting for October 16th. 16th. Yeah, 2025. I'm calling this meeting to order. Member Butler will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and announce the clergy.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'm a little nervous. I'm very excited. I've waited a long time to have my friend come here today. So bear with me. Reverend David Spencer is the pastor of the Church of Chicago in Schiller Park, a multi-ethnic congregation affiliated with the Evangelical Free Church of America. He has over 25 years of ministry experience, beginning with his call to ministry in 1998, followed by theological training at Dallas Theological Seminary, where he studied under renowned scholars and was mentored by Dr. Eddie Lane. While in Dallas, he served as Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship under Tony Evans and was active in community outreach and citywide ministry efforts. After returning to Chicago, he served as executive associate pastor at All Nations Community Church before founding the Church of Chicago. He has ministered locally and internationally, encouraging pastors in Europe and speaking at churches in Mexico. In addition to his pastoral work, Reverend Spencer is an accomplished trumpet player with over 4 decades of experience, performing with prestigious ensembles such as the Count Basie Orchestra and the Carnegie Hall Jazz Band. His career includes collaborations with legendary artists like Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, Natalie Cole, and Kirk Franklin, among many others. Passionate about both ministry and music, Reverend Spencer has also contributed to public discussions on spiritual life, race relations, and Christian living through speaking engagements and published articles. A relationship with Christ and integrating God's word into their life should be paramount for every person. His mission to proclaim the kingdom of God with an anticipation of Christ's soon return. Some of the people in this room may be wondering, how does he know Dan? Well, Dave also is an accomplished martial artist and has studied at my school for 5 years with our Grand Master. So I'd like to take this opportunity for my friend, Reverend Spencer, to
Wow, who was that? Thank you so much. Watering dirt. Watering dirt. Spent the last 8 days watering dirt. And the reason I was watering dirt was because I planted grass seed. Day after day, day in and day out, I watered dirt. One day I come out to see the dirt, and dirt is everywhere, on the curbs, it's everywhere. And would you know it, that the squirrels had gotten into the dirt. A couple of days after that, this past Saturday, my neighbors had a party, and the dirt that I had planted with the grass seed in it, now it's being trampled by my neighbors. What chance does that grass seed have? 2 days ago, I finally see it. Fuzz. Grass fuzz. But all this time, I thought that all the grass seed that I was planted, that it was for nothing. But it was for something. Only if you just keep watering. Jesus says this, a sower went out to sow his seed. And as he sowed, some fell along the path and were trampled underfoot, and birds of the air devoured, and some fell into the rock, and it grew up. It withered away because it had no moisture. And some fell into the thorns, and the thorns grew up, and it had choked it. And some fell into good soil and grew and yielded 100-fold. I applaud you because you're sowing seed. Sometimes you don't know whether or not if it's going to grow. But yet, week after week, month after month, especially for this board and the community citizens, you sow seed. Keep the faith. Let's pray. Father, in Jesus' name, we thank you so much for this time. We're asking you, Lord God, that you would bless this gathering of people. Lord, it's so difficult, Lord God, anytime you get 2 or 3 people together to agree on anything. But yet, Lord God, the struggle continues, Lord, because we're concerned about one another, concerned about the very block we live on, concerned about the city we live in, concerned about the county we live in. So, Father, may you encourage everyone here today, Lord, and let there be a meeting of the minds, all to your glory. Again, Father, bless this gathering today, and we ask you all of this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you very much for joining us. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Richmond, Williams, Dean Schlattman, Ogala, Pretzel, Butler, Newquist, Balich, Oxley, Brooks, Winfrey, Bullock, Logan, Freeman, Revis, Mitchell, Ortiz, Berkowitz, Hickey, Costa, Trainier, Van Dyne. Anyone? Mhm.
With 21 members being present, we have a quorum. I need a motion to place on file the certificate of publication. Motion by Revis, seconded by Brooks. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Richmond, Williams, Dean Schlattman, Ogala, Pretzel, Butler, Newquist, Balich, Oxley, Brooks, Winfrey, Bullock, Logan, Freeman, Revis, Mitchell, Berkowitz, Hickey, Costa, Trainier, Van Dyne.
21 in the affirmative, the motion carries. I need a motion to approve the minutes from the August 21st, 2025 board meeting. Motion by Freeman, seconded by Mitchell, previous by Winfrey, second by Newquist. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. I need an approval of the minutes from September 18th, 2025. Moved by Mitchell, seconded by Freeman, previous by Oxley, seconded by Hickey. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, I need a motion to approve the September 18th, 2025 executive session meeting minutes. Motion by Freeman, second by Berkowitz, previous by Winfrey, seconded by Mitchell. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Madam Clerk, will you please acknowledge elected officials and media present today?
We have County Executive Jennifer Bertino Tarrant, County Clerk Annette Parker, Coroner Lori Summers, Auditor Duffy Blackburn, Recorder of Deeds Karen Stucco, Superintendent of Schools Elizabeth Caparelli Ruff, Treasurer Tim Brophy, and from the media, we have Daily Southtown Michelle Mullins.
Thank you. There are no honorary resolutions or proclamations, so at this time, we will move on to public comment for agenda items only. Anyone who would like to come up and speak on today's agenda items outside of land use, you will have an opportunity during land use. So at this, is there anyone here who has comments on the agenda today? Going once? Going twice? All right, very good. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, sorry, thank you. A little bit lighter than fuchsia. Orchid. Welcome. Please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Christine Duran. I am the president and founder of Triple H Ranch, a nonprofit out in Manhattan. And I first wanted to say thank you to the board because your funds that you gave to the health department, specifically the 708 board, have allowed us to start a program for foster care children and post-adoption children that we have been wanting to do for the past 10 years and have not had the funding. Since then, we have had several students start, and 100% of our parents have come back with saying that there has been improvement in their children already, and we have only been running this since May of this year. That 1 in 4 children within the first 2 years of aging out of foster care will be incarcerated, and 80% of current prisoners in our system have been in foster care at one point in time or another. So I wanted to say thank you for that funding because it's allowing us to expand. A little bit about Triple H, we do programs for veterans and first responders. We work with, of course, foster care and post-adoption. We're very big into addiction and recovery, as well as mental health in general. The youngest that we have had in our program that's in our therapeutic riding who has tried committing suicide is 10. The average age is 12. For next year's grant for the 708 board, Triple H has found a facility within Will County that has 25 acres that will allow us to work on a 20-year dream that we have had of providing a residential space for adolescent girls in mental health crises. So I just wanted to say thank you because the funds that you are giving to the 708 board are truly impacting our community. Thank you for your time.
How you guys doing? My name is Kyle Hunter. I'm with Clear Armor. Here today to discuss a project that I've been working on with Dr. Caparelli and all of the Will County ROE. We're a sole source manufacturer.
Sir, I'm
provider.
sorry, you would be at the end of the agenda because there's
Oh.
nothing on the agenda for this time.
Okay.
We're not
Gotcha.
for it. Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Anyone else for public comment on agenda items? Okay, very good. Moving on to old business, all resolutions and ordinance from the September 18th, 2025 board meeting have been signed and returned. We are now moving on to new business where we are welcoming Regional Superintendent Dr. Lisa Caparelli-Ruff, who will have a presentation on the past year in the Regional Office of Education.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Honorable Will County Board and County Executive. Thank you for having me. I'm Lisa Caparelli-Ruff. I'm the Will County Superintendent, and I'm here to talk about several items today. I want to talk about some of the updates at our Area Safe School, showcasing ALAP success, and I'm going to get into what ALAP is, and an overview on our truancy and safety. I'll keep this overview condensed, but please don't hesitate to reach out to me or my staff if you should have any questions or need details on anything I'll be mentioning today. To start things off, you have a packet in front of you, board members. We added a couple of slides that may or may not be on the overhead, so please stick with me in the packet. So I'm on page 2. To start things off, we participated in several county-wide events that directly engage students and families. These included Kids Fest, Healthy Families, Healthy Homes, the Backpack Event, Trunk or Treat, the Will County Spelling Bee, and the STEAM Fair. The Backpack Event was a new addition this year. And despite some logistical setbacks and last-minute speed bumps, we managed to provide over 600 backpacks filled to the brim with school supplies for students. We were even fortunate enough to secure a dental van that offered free dental cleanings for over a dozen families. Next year's event will be even bigger. I'm on page 3. Lincoln School has seen significant upgrades. The building received a new look with updated colors and logos, fresh paint, and improvements to the kitchen, new equipment such as the double oven, refrigerator, and freezer, which allows support for our dual credit partnership with Joliet Junior College. The partnership allows students to gain practical skills in a professional setting while earning college credit. This indeed is a resume builder for them. In 2024 through 2025, we had 11 Lincoln students met coursework requirements to graduate. This is twice the number from last year. 2 more students have already met requirements this semester, with several on track before winter break. Attendance has also improved across all 3 programs. Lincoln also partners with Unbroken Family Counseling and the Will County Child Advocacy Center to address barriers students face. In addition, students complete a service learning course combining academics and life skills. I'd like to take a moment and ask Will County ROE staff to stand up so that I can introduce them. To the right is Principal Richard Bain of our Lincoln School. Next to him is Teresa Ward. She is our Director of Safety and Security. To her right is Dr. Sparlin, my Assistant Superintendent. To his right is Tommy Scorzo, my Executive Assistant. And just in the back is Andrew Alarcon. He's in charge of truancy. And next to Andrew is Mr. Paul Pruse. He is in charge of our staff. And right here to my left is Dr. Patrick Idzik. He is our communications director. So the next page that you have in front of you, board members, is a full page with pictures of all the changes that we made at Lincoln School. First and foremost, you will see a picture of a bathroom. The only bathroom that Lincoln had due to its age was on the first floor. So students had to walk down 2 flights of stairs to get to the one and only bathroom. So we built a bathroom on the second floor. So that's pictured in front of you. We also added new refrigeration thanks to State's Attorney Glasgow. He gave us refrigeration that lasted for 2 years. However, we needed to upgrade as it just stopped working. And underneath the refrigerator and the bathroom pictures are a picture of the double oven that we added so that our students can further their dual credit work. And right next to that is a picture showing you the cameras, just one picture. We have several cameras now. Lincoln didn't have cameras before, so we added that this year. Next, I'd like to talk about the ALAP program. This is new to us this year, and I'm very excited about this program. ALAP means Alternative Learning Opportunities Program. And so it's designed to increase graduation rates and by providing targeted support to at-risk students. Will County didn't have this. Really started out in West 40, which is another ISC within Illinois. So we piloted the ALAP program last spring at Lockport High School, and we had 30 students enrolled. This year, we expanded to Joliet 204 because of the massive success that Lockport had with this. And we have advocates at 204, one at West and one at Central. And Joliet 86 joined in as well. So we have an advocate at Farragut. Pictured in front of you are the 4 ALAP staff that works with their students. So the ladies pictured are advocates, and each of them have a caseload of 32, no higher. If more students are referred due to their at-risk behaviors, we need to hire another caseload worker. So traditional counselors have hundreds of students. They cannot work every day with hundreds of students. It's just unmanageable. So having this ALAP person in the building, if a student is absent or truant, they can quickly call a parent. Or if they're having some at-risk behaviors, they can quickly call them out of school. What's going on? Call them out of class. Let's talk. So each student receives a student success plan created with their advocate, their parent, and the ROE. This plan sets clear goals in attendance, grades, and social emotional growth and post-high school planning. If you follow me to the next page, we're on to truancy. And since the start of 2024, our truancy department has received 209 new referrals from 25 of our school districts, including our own regional safe school. Out of those cases, 49 have required court petitions to the state's attorney's office, about 23% reaching the final stage of intervention. Every student appearing in court since January 2025 has now completed a risk assessment through juvenile probation, received a brief consultation, and been connected with Aunt Martha's counseling services. We've also had real success stories. 7 students who were on track to drop out have enrolled in our new GED program launched in February, and 2 are already at passing level. This year, we hosted our first countywide truancy summit, bringing together all stakeholders, administrators, principals. We even had the judge come out, the public defender, and the state's attorney, so that we could all come together and make great decisions about how we are going to manage our truant students in Will County. Safety trainings is the page I'm on. On January 10th, we hosted the second Will County School Safety Summit. Educators, administrators, and first responders, along with elected officials, attended. Keynote speakers included retired Deputy A.J. DeAndrea and John Michael Keys of the I Love You Guys Foundation. Their presentation on the Platte Canyon High School shooting emphasized the importance of standardized response and reunification protocols, which we are now implementing countywide. Local resources were also highlighted, including Crete Moniz Healing Pause Project and Detective Rich Wistocki's Juvenile Justice online program, now available to all districts at no cost. In November, the ROE will partner in the Joliet Active Threat and Mental Wellness Conference. Speakers will include Molly Bradley Hudgens, who prevented a school shooting through direct intervention, and Captain Todd Hill on the Oxford High School. I'm on the Clear Armor page. This year, we launched a school safety initiative with Clear Armor. We reinforced 1 entrance and 1 exit at each of Will County's 21 high schools with shooter-resistant window laminate. According to the U.S. Government Accountability Office, roughly 20% of school-related shooting incidents specifically occur at or just outside of main entrances, making these access points high-risk areas. The laminate makes glass shatter-resistant, delaying forced entry attempts and providing additional time for lockdowns and law enforcement response. It also protects against severe weather, including tornadoes and hail. Phase 2 would expand protections to middle and junior high schools, and Phase 3, lastly, would reinforce elementary schools. We'll end on a really exciting new initiative that the ROE has recently launched, the Educators of Excellence Awards. With the help of Dr. Heather Siegel Hickman, we're introducing this program to celebrate the people who make our schools thrive every day. Starting this month, we'll be collecting nominations across 7 categories, from early career educators to principals and student support personnel. A panel of regional educators will help us narrow down the nominations to 3 finalists in each category. We will officially recognize these exceptional educators at a special awards ceremony in April. We're really proud of this initiative and look forward to making it an annual event. In closing, we've been very busy. We love what we do at the county, and we hope that you can see that. Thank you for your time, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have. If we run out of time, or you prefer to write in your questions, please reach out to our Director of Communication or myself. His email is listed, mine is online. Again, thank you so much for the opportunity to serve the students and families in Will County.
I think we have a few questions for you, doctors. We're going to start off with Member Hickey and then we have several there. Member Hickey and then Member Logan.
Sure. Good morning. Thank you for the presentation. You said that you had a dental van. Was that through the health department?
It was not.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I
And-
tried.
Oh,
They didn't work on the particular day that we hosted the event.
they're busy. I know.
I understand.
Yeah. And so I see the Clear Armor information. Is this in the budget for the coming year?
So actually, I'm glad you brought that up. It was due to you guys through the cannabis budget of $75,000 last year. And that's what enabled us to obtain the protective film on the high schools in Will County.
Okay. And then were there ARPA funds too?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Was there something with resource officers? I'm reaching back into my brain here.
So I would love SROs, school resource officers at all of our schools in Will County. I've reached out for our regional safe school, and unfortunately, we're not getting enough people to apply to the police force. And that's the answer that I'm getting.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. But with regard to phase 2 and phase 3, are those things in your budget for the?
It is not. I am asking that if there are more cannabis funds, we would love to get them to do phase 2 and phase 3. That is my ask.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Member Logan.
Thank you. I did hear we had a speaker come up a little while ago and he said he was from Clear Armor. Could he
Yes.
give us a little more information about exactly what this laminate is?
I would like that.
Now, this is a report that they're doing. We'll be able to come he'll do public comment. I would suggest you do it yeah. It's a question for the regional office.
Are you an expert on Clear Armor?
I am
This is
not.
just a presentation. It's not
okay. I just
again,
thought we
yeah,
wanted
this
some
is just a presentation. If you would like to know more about the program, which is great, I think you're well within your right to, ask them, but it's. Okay, well, what is your motion to amend the rules to do what? Okay, there's a motion to allow a speaker to come. I got it. Is there a second? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Remember, we need how many? While they're looking up, please, Madam Clerk, please, we'll get the number.
Richmond?
17.
Did you say yes?
He said yes.
Williams? Dean Schlotman? O'Gala? Pretzel? Butler? Newquist? Balich? Oxley? Brooks? Winfrey? Bullock? Logan?
Yes.
Freeman? Revis? Mitchell? Ortiz? Berkowitz? Hickey? Costa? Trainier? Van Dyne? Van Dyne. Oh, sorry. All right. 1, 2, 3, 7, 18, 9.
Kyle.
19 in the affirmative, the motion passed. I'm okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you could, again, just identify yourself and your company. Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle Hunter. I'm a director of sales at Clear Armor. So happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. Or do you want me to just talk about product in general?
That-
Sure.
Mr. Logan, can you
Yeah.
repeat your
Yes,
question
yes.
for him? Okay.
I just want to know what it is.
Yeah, so we have multiple products, just depends on what we're going with. For schools specifically, we go with a 15 mil laminate. So it's 3 5 mil layers. PET laminate run multiple directions, kind of similar to plywood to bring up tensile strength. Everything we do is made here in the US, made by us, installed by us. So we are a sole source for the US government. It's a PET base, but what it'll do is it'll stop somebody from gaining access to the facility. So the buildings that we did in the high schools or the entrances all have our 15 mil on them. So all the doors, windows adjacent to those entrances is what we started with. Moving forward, we'd be going to junior highs, elementary schools in phases 2 and 3.
I do not. I do
Do you have any
not.
follow-up, Mr. Logan?
No,
Okay.
no, that's good.
All right. All right. And folks, remember, this is just a brief on the Regional Office of Education. So again, let's not make this go all day here.
So I'm just interested in this because my wife worked for 15 years in schools in some pretty poor neighborhoods. And quite often, people might not realize this, but there are gunshots out and you hear them in the classrooms. So I think this is a great thing. I just wonder, like, typically you would think of bulletproof glass, like at the currency exchange. I mean, this is quite a bit less expensive of an option, and is it as like effective?
So there's two parts of that, right? Like one is that there's no construction with what we do. And the biggest difference between us and bulletproof glass is if you're going to do a traditional bulletproof glass application, you're usually removing hinges, walls, whatever you need to remove to add support for that. Ours goes directly to existing glass. The 15 mil product is not bulletproof. So it's shooter resistant laminate. So it's just designed to keep somebody out of the building, right? It can withstand being shot several times, beat on, whatever the case may be. But how long is somebody going to stand there and beat on your glass or shoot it or whatever the case, with that, if something were to happen? It's just to buy time for the SRO inside to do what they need to do. The same product can be layered up to the bullet resistant level. Depending on the thickness of the glass, like 1/4-inch piece of glass, which is standard in most commercial buildings or schools, it'd be a multi-application, or multi-layered application, so 4 to 5 layers of that same product, and that would stop a 9, 40, 45 buckshot. We do demonstrations at our facility all the time in Grays Lake, so anytime you guys want to come up, I'm more than happy to have you for a day.
Is that invitation open to anybody?
Anybody, yeah.
Well, I thank you for that, and I just want to say that I just feel like this is something that should have just been done. In today's age, it's a simple fix and it should be done.
Yeah, so I went to Lincoln Way East, so it really is like personal for me, right? That was one of the first things that I wanted to do when I came on with this company was come to Will County because this is something we never had to worry about when I was a kid. And obviously we didn't have anything on Mokina Junior High or elementary school or any of the schools I went to because it wasn't a thing. And now it's every day. It seems like there's something happening. So yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate you guys listening to me. So,
Member Richmond?
Thank you. So I guess it's not for the bulletproof glass guy.
All right, does anybody
sorry.
else have any questions for this gentleman? All right, hold on,
Oh.
we have one more. Since
Okay, I'm sorry.
one more. Yep, that's
Sorry.
fine, yep. Member Van Dyne?
Thank you, Madam Executive. I know when we use Will County dollars or AKA Cannabis dollars for this type of installment, are you guys required to pay prevailing wage to your workers?
yeah, so all of our workers are paid above prevailing wage. Typically, we're not glazers, so we don't fall under the same union categories as they would. But everybody's salaried that does work with us. So all of our installers are W-2 employees. But yeah, they're always paid at or above prevailing wage. Yeah, absolutely.
Any other questions for this gentleman? I'm going to let him go. Sit down. Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
We have a few more for you, Dr. Caparelli-Ruff. We're going to start with Member Richmond.
Thank you. So Lisa, thank you for coming out. But so I heard in your presentation that you have a program where they can continue on to JJC dual credits. That's like regular high schools or that. So I commend you for that. I think that's great because what it does is it gives these young men and women a vision or a look into their future.
Sure.
So that's great. But I heard you also say truancy and absenteeism chronic. Can you define that? Because to me, it seems like if my kids miss more than 2 or 3 days, that's chronic and that's unacceptable.
Sure.
But I'm sure there's probably a different definition for that.
Sure. Chronic truancy and chronic absenteeism. So chronic absenteeism is a student that misses 10% or more of the school year. There's 180 days in the school year. So that would be about 18 days. And chronic truancy is 5%. So that would be 9 days.
Now, is that consecutive or is that over the whole course of the year?
Whole year.
Okay. All right. Now, do you allow then for like somebody that's sick or something like?
Sure,
Okay,
sure. Those are
all right.
excused absences.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
We're talking about unexcused absences for the chronic.
Okay. It's been like 15 years since my kid's been in school, so I apologize.
I understand.
And also too is, I don't think you ever mentioned like the capacity or the amount of students that you could have at Lincoln School. I mean, it seems like I don't know. What's the capacity? I guess that's
125 students.
120. Okay, I guess that's the 32 times 4 or that. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Are there any more questions?
I think you're all good. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
very
being here.
much.
Thank you to your staff.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you, board.
All right, very good. We are now moving on to land use and development. Chair Pretzel.
Thank you, Madam Executive. I'd like to make a motion to open public hearing for all land use cases.
Motion by Pretzel,
Second.
seconded by Costa. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Richmond.
Yes.
Williams. Dean Schlotman. O'Gala. Pretzel.
Yes.
Butler. Newquist. Balich.
Yes.
Oxley.
Yeah.
Brooks.
Yeah.
Winfrey. Bullock. Logan. Freeman. Revis. Mitchell.
Yes.
Ortiz. Berkowitz. Hickey. Costa. Trainier. Van Dyne.
That's very good. We are now in public hearing. Absolutely no new evidence or information will be allowed once this land use public hearing is closed. Are there any individuals here to talk before the county board on land use issues? Anyone to talk on a land use issue? Last call. All right, sir.
All right, I like where we're going here.
Mhm.
I'd like to make a motion to close public hearing for all land use cases.
Motion by Pretzel, seconded by Revis. Is there previous?
Previous. Second Mitchell.
Previous by Hickey, seconded by Mitchell. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, first up on the agenda, it's zoning case ZC 25016. This is a map amendment from R5 to R6 and a special use permit for a multi-unit building in Joliet Township, vacant property at the corner of Algonquin Street and Copperfield Avenue, Joliet, Illinois County Board District Number 6. We're going to vote twice here. First is the map amendment. If that is approved, then we can vote on the special use permit. Land Use and Development committee voted 7-0 to approve, and PZC, I'm sorry, this is for the map amendment, 7-0 to approve. PZC was 1-5 recommending denial. And on the special use permit, PZC was 4-2, and Land Use and Development was 7-0, and I so move.
Okay, motion by member Pretzel, seconded by Gala. So this is a map amendment, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, all right. So motion second, is there any discussion? Any discussion? Is there previous roll by, do we have a vote on that? We've had a open, yeah, previous roll by Trinier, seconded by Revis. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, next is the special use permit for multi-unit building, and I so move.
By Pretzel, seconded by Trinier. Previous roll call by Mitchell, seconded by Revis. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Next, land use and development resolutions. Resolution 25-275, SCXT 25-018. This is a second extension for a special use permit for rural events with 7 conditions in Green Garden Township at 11332 West Drawley Road, Moni, Illinois, County Board District Number 3. Land use and development voted unanimously to approve 6-0, and I so move.
Motion by Pretzel, second by Newquist. Previous by Trinier, seconded by Oxley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
That's it for land use. Next scheduled meeting is November 6th, 2025. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to Finance Committee, Chair Newquist.
Good morning, everybody. First up, we have a consent agenda consisting of A, Resolution 25-76, transferring appropriations within the Will County Health Department budget. B, Resolution 25-277, appropriating funds within the Will County Health Department budget. C, Resolution 25-278, trustee resolution. D, Resolution 25-279, fiscal year 25 budget transfer. E, Resolution 25-280, appropriating funds on hand in the debt service funds. F, Resolution 25-281, appropriating funds in the coroner's budget. G, Resolution 25-282, appropriating funds on hand in the indemnity fund budget, which is a special fund. H, Resolution 25-283, appropriating funds on hand in the Laraway Communications Center budget. And I, Resolution 25-284, appropriating funds in the Veterans Assistance Commission budget. And I so move.
Motion by Newquist, seconded by Freeman. Is there previous roll call by Ogala? Seconded by Trinier. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number 2, Resolution 25-285, Will County Estimate of Annual Aggregate Levy, and I so move.
Motion by Newquist, seconded by Winfrey. Yep. First up, Member Revis.
I think this question might be for the supervisor of assessments. I don't know if he wants to come down or if we would permit that at this time, but.
Ask the question first. And
Sure. Specifically, I want to understand the levy tax rates and what would be the impact to them if there was a decline in the housing market and housing prices decreased similar to what happened in 2008. He's coming. Do you need me to rephrase the question, or I think you know the?
And please state your name
Okay.
for.
Dale Vitale, Will County Supervisor Assessments. I guess your question is kind of vague. When you say housing prices decreases, are you talking about for the end of this year? Are you talking about for next year? Just a broad thing?
In general, broad thing, whether it's this year or next year, I think the impact would still be the same on the, at least the levy rates for the subsequent taxing year or, fiscal year.
The assessments are based upon a 3-year average, the prior 3 years. So if there's, let's say 24 and 25, the sales are doing good, 26, they start to drop. In 2027, because the 2 years are probably strong and 1 year is bad, values are not going to start decreasing until majority of those sales start to decrease. They lag behind.
Okay.
It's the same as when sales start to, if it's flatline and sales start to increase, it's a delay before they start to increase because of the way the system's set up.
Which is why some residents are still, their assessment hasn't caught up yet, and they're lucky because they're underassessed compared to what the actual value of their home is, right?
That it tends to lag. What it also tends to do is smooth things out, where if you've got 1 year, maybe it's going up 1%, next year it goes up 10%, a third year it goes up 2%, you won't see these drastic increases and decreases. It tends to smooth the overall values along, where you don't see these big bumps that way.
Understood.
But if home values or I shouldn't just say home values, overall values, because you've got home values, you've got commercial, industrial, farm, everything else like that. If values decrease and the levy stays the same, the rate has to increase to compensate.
Thank you very much. That's exactly what I wanted to get to. And it's just to my point, it's that it seems like even though we see the levy rates decreasing and we keep trying to tout the fact, oh, our levy rate decreases, it really means nothing in comparison to the levy, which is where the real impact is found on the levy tax rate. And that's just my take on it. And, I obviously am not cheerleading for a housing market crash, but when you see where the direction's going, it seems like we're building up to a situation like 2008. And it's our job as a board to be prepared for what will happen to our government revenues if something like that happens. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Butler?
I have no questions for the treasurer. The assessor. I just wanted to continue in the debate.
Okay, if you could hold on, just since he's out, is there anyone else for the assessor while he's here? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Member Butler?
So, I mean, it's a little bit hard to understand how this is. So basically have a resolution to propose a 2% levy. Is that correct? Okay, so I would like to amend that motion to make it 0. I would like, because 2% means that we're raising the taxes again. So I would say 0, let's not raise the taxes this year. Let's go through a year and let people rebound and reassess. So I would, I would normally tell you where to insert and remove, but because it's a chart, I didn't know where to do that. But I would like to amend this resolution to reflect a 0% levy.
Second that.
We have a motion by Mr. Butler to change the levy percentage to 0, a seconded by Pretzel. Is there any discussion? Member Hickey.
Yeah, this is the first I'm hearing about this. I've been to all the finance meetings and the special meetings, so pardon me if this is, but what is the effect of going to 0? Where would that money come from in the budget as it's been presented?
You mean where, like, can you clarify what, like, are you asking the amount that would be about? Are you asking where he's gonna do
Both.
his? Okay, all right.
Yes.
Well, I will, do we have the amount that is 0? Oh, do we have this in writing so we can get you, do you have this proposal in writing? We've had it for 2 months. Is there a proposal you can provide the board in writing?
Well, if.
So we, I mean, yeah, we
I mean,
have a
you could-
question here. I don't have
I could
the,
take the same resolution
Okay.
and take 2% off, like, it's not really written in a way that you can remove one aspect and put something else in, but we're talking about a levy. I
Okay.
think we understand that.
and I appreciate what you're saying. I'm just saying is this is a lot. I mean, we've had this for 2 months. And this was the idea. Do we have anything in writing that we can show so we can answer I could answer Ms. Hickey's question or no?
If I may,
All right.
just to explain, a levy is usually what we talk about when we're going to increase taxes from the budget that we had prior year. And what I'm saying, with a 0% levy, all we're saying is we are not going to increase taxes.
Do you
We
understand?
will leave them right where they are. So all of our budget and all of our programs that were put in place will be covered with the same money that they have been in the past. That's it.
Do we know, and I'm trying to get back to her question. So do we know about how much a 0% would be, an estimate? Is Rashawn here? No, she's out, that's right, yeah. No. All right. Do you have that answer about, I can take a guesstimate about 5 million, 4 million, but I'll let.
I have some other values. If we did a 0.5 levy, say, instead of a 2%, we're looking at a difference of roughly $2.5 million. So figure 0 would probably be maybe 3 million.
Probably a lot.
Something on that order. That's just an estimate. Don't quote me.
Okay, the second question, Mr. Butler, and again, I am just paraphrasing.
Yes,
And again,
thank
she's
you.
right.
Well,
Do you know where do you have?
We
you-
will, I will have, momentarily, I will have a written copy ready.
Well, I'm not waiting. We're moving on. So again, we've had 2 months, we've had several, I'm just saying, this is not something like a surprise thing. So we have about 3,
So
the second question for you was,
Well,
I don't think anyone's making a stink about it, so,
I just,
Yeah.
you
I-
can request
yeah.
it in writing,
Mhm.
and I do have to provide that for you. I did not have to have it in writing before I came here. Those are the rules.
That's fine, right,
So
but
we
I'm not
will
waiting.
have it in
so,
writing
yeah.
for you.
That's fine, but I'm not waiting. So the second question she had was, do you have an idea of where you're going to reallocate the dollars that will be cut? So you threw it something, do you have am I saying that
and-
correctly?
And
Yeah.
I would love to be able to say that, but we, as the county board, can only set a budget, and we rely on, like, I could not tell the executive where to make the cuts in her department. So,
Again, as we know, this is the part that I appropriate the money, you allocate the money. So again, we've had this for 2 months. It's the first, I've been to finance committees. I haven't heard of any suggestions. Do you have any suggestions of where the possibly 4 million should come from? I think, Well, we're looking for
So,
clarification.
and I understand that, but what we're talking about here is not spending more money, not spending more money. And I know the thing about this is when people talk about a tax levy, a lot of people just think that's the tax you pay. They don't understand that that levy is an increase. And it's so common and prevalent that that increase happens every year. Like we never stop adding taxes. So all we're saying is take a break, okay? We're going through a transition. Food prices are up, everything's up, taxes are up, rent's up. We just want to stay at the status quo and let everybody breathe here. So I will provide that all the figures you want, the new, it's coming right now. So I have.
Before I let the state's attorney, hold on, I want to make sure Kelly has, member Hickey has her questions answered.
I'm just, again, concerned because I've been to the finance meetings. We've discussed, both sides of the aisle have said that it's a really tight budget. And I just don't know. I think that we should have an aspiration of where we're headed with this. We need to have a realistic number. And if we don't know where that money's going to come from, I don't know how it can be realistic. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. State's Attorney, would you like to?
Yeah, my only concern here is we have the levy rate, obviously, or the levy increase, but you also have money allocated to various funds. And the motion as it stands now doesn't contemplate what we're doing with those funds. Is it intended that we just reduce every one of those funds 2%?
0%. Oh, so hold on. We're hitting it.
I'm sorry, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I believe there's like $50 or $70 million in the transportation that they're going to be doing a project. You asked, and a lot of the community, the local government don't want it. I mean, it doesn't have to be done. I mean, that's way more than what we're talking about. So just, each department could reallocate and do things, but here's an area you could take that money, that $50 or $70 million, and I bet you the health department would want one fraction of it. You asked me what I would do.
I know, but you
and
can't.
what I wanted to
we
make
have
my
to do
cuts.
things.
I'm
I
telling
know,
you.
I appreciate that, but you have to also do things that are allowable too. We can't take, unfortunately, we can't take transportation funds by law and put them in health department. So just so you know too, there are some.
No, I get that, but we could allocate less to that department and more to another as the county board. If you're asking me what I think we should do.
Right, and I appreciate what you're saying. I'm just going to say that it's not. It is. I wish it was that simple, but we get transportation fund from outside entities. So again, no matter how much we get, it has to stay in a. We could get 5 million, we can get 50 million. It has to stay in that pool, and that comes from outside dollars that we get.
And
for
I can appreciate there is a certain amount of grant money that does come with that, but there are also money that we tax our citizens with that we could use for other things than going there.
All right. Well, I'm going to, do you have any other questions, comments? I'm going to move on to the next person then. All right, we have Mr. Ballage.
Dan beat me to the punch. I was going to ask for minus 10%. And then I figured we were going to argue like last time where I was told it's impossible to do minus 10%. So I would do minus 1 penny out of every line item that, that way where it comes from. So if you took 1 penny out of every single line item, then we would have, but I'm not making that motion. I'm agreeing with Dan, but that's what I would have ended up doing. Just taking 1 penny out of every line item we got. And that would be a cut in taxes for all the people that live in Will County that really deserve a break. And, if you shake your head and you say, no, I see people like, what the heck? You're taking 1 cent out of it. Well, freezing it is basically almost the same. So that's why I can agree with Mr. Butler. But to be honest with you, raising it at all is a problem for all the people. And I said that every year. I say the same thing, but it's true. People are struggling, so the county raises their taxes because the county doesn't want to have to struggle. So taxes increase for the county, So we don't have to worry about how we spend our money, because I think we have a spending problem as opposed to a revenue problem. Because the revenue keeps coming and we keep spending it and more. So I urge everybody to just vote yes with Mr. Butler.
Thank you, Member Trinier, and then Berkowitz.
Thank you, Madam Executive. I sure wish this idea would have come up in any one of the prior Finance Committee meetings so that we could have had a discussion about it. I think it's a shame that we have to wait until the last minute to try to play some sort of dramatic act, I guess. I can tell you in my community, the gas prices are down, and my community charges a gas tax. I know that some prices are up, other prices are down. But if prices are up, as the other board member mentioned, then why do they think that we're not going to suffer from increased prices? Because I can bet every single vendor in that budget is getting more money from us next year than they got this year for the same service. We can't control prices. We can put out bids, we can hope for the lowest bid, hope it saves us a little money, but in the end, we are subject to the same price increases that our residents are. And it's just a fact. And we can't continue the same services without increasing the cost to the government. So I'm not going to be voting in support of Mr. Butler's motion.
Thank you, Member Berkowitz, and then Ogala.
Thank you. So first of all, we're talking about a budget. We're talking about taxpayer dollars. We're not talking about grants and things like that. We're talking about a reduction in taking an increase of taxpayer dollars. Taxpayers can't pay anymore. I've talked to thousands of residents over the last 2 months, and very few of them said, I can pay more, or I want to pay more. So we need to keep in mind that at the end of the day, everything we do is paid for by the taxpayer. The county board, our job is to approve this levy. Our job is not to tell the department heads how to adjust their budgets or how to spend their money accordingly. That's their prerogative. The county executive has free reign over her operations. She has a budget, and then she has the ability to spend it accordingly. It's not our job. We don't have to figure out where do we find this $100,000 in this particular budget. We have to respond to what our constituents and what the businesses out there are telling us. And they're telling us they can't do anymore. DuPage County, which has over 1 million residents, was able to successfully balance their budget with no increase for their residents. And I would challenge the Will County board members to do the same for the people who call Will County home. We need to realize that these are very difficult times. There are a lot of people unemployed. They're not getting federal holiday pay. They're trying to get a job. And these are Americans of all ages today. So for that reason, I support this proposal put forward by County Board Member Butler. And I would encourage you all to really think about the message we're getting from our constituents. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Ogala, if you could just hold on a second. I think the State's Attorney's Office wanted to quickly have a clarification.
And I just, as I'm listening to the comments, I just wanted to clarify, this is the estimate of the levy. I understand those things are tied. You're just required by law to pass an estimate levy more than 20 days before the actual levy. So this is for purposes of PTEL to make sure that we don't have to go to referendum, a number of things. So I just want everyone to be clear, this is only step one in the process. If you look at the memo that was presented by the finance department, this is just step one. We're required to do this in advance, in excess of 20 days of the actual levy process.
Member O'Gala.
Thank you. So in the past, we've often had these conversations, and unfortunately, sometimes it does happen just at the full board meeting. That does happen. It's not like it hasn't happened before. It has happened before. I think it has happened before, Jackie. So she's talking here.
Okay, guys, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I know, again, emotional. Let's try to keep even our own talk to ourselves and respectful of other members. So. Member O'Gala.
So in the past, when we have passed nothing but new construction, we have also gone ahead and said, listen, we've given you this money, you figure out how it works within your department. That happens in everyday companies where they are stuck with looking at their bottom line and trying to figure out how they're going to make their ends meet for the next year. They make hard decisions. The board doesn't typically make hard decisions because for them, there is no bottom line. It's an open pocketbook. You can tax the residents in your property taxes and they have to pay it. If they don't pay it, they're delinquent. So I think it'd be a great thing for us to come forward with a leadership role. Some taxing body has to show a leadership role. I know I live in Will Township and they've not raised their levy in 5 years. So it can be done. You can live within your means and still do the work that you need to do. Thank you.
Thank you. We have member Richmond and then Newquist.
I thought I heard coming out of Springfield that we need to look at a 4% budget cuts. And to me, that would be a bipartisan type of initiative, is to look at how we can hold the line on taxes, especially here at the county. I think Member Butler's recommendation of 0, I mean, we're not asking for cuts, we're just asking to status quo. So I'd encourage everybody to consider voting yes for his amendment.
Member Newquist.
Thank you. I just want to comment that, okay, so the proposal that, the list of funds, I should say, that Member Butler has provided us, the only real discretionary fund, if you will, comes under corporate. I mean, most of these other services are either mandated or they're required, and those are dedicated funding sources. We can't take money out of any of those other funds and shift it over to corporate. So what that means, about roughly, and Mike or county executive, correct me if I'm misspeaking here, but about 80% of our corporate fund is the direct result of personnel or contractual costs. So that's a very small amount that we actually can make adjustments on. So what that means is, I understand Member Berkowitz's point that, we basically set the budget and it's up to the departments, but we also have to realize that if we reduced our levy to 0, the only way we can do this is by either cutting services or cutting people. And I think if we made that decision to go to 0, we need to be aware and responsible for knowing that we'd be making either service cuts or personnel cuts, and we might want to have a say in how that might work. So thank you.
Thank you, and appreciate the question. And you're absolutely correct. The vast majority of our budget, over 70%, goes to personnel expenditures. And just as we are tasked with administering the budget, I just want to point out that in this decrease, this 0% levy opportunity, you will be shorting the Tort Immunity Fund over $1.5 million. Those are settlements that this board approved. We will be in default on settlement judgments approved by this board. With that, our workers' comp costs as well have accelerated, especially with our sheriff's department and the dangerous job that those employees have. So we will be short on workers' comp costs. So you may think that you're just reducing the levy to 0%, but those other funds would then have to be backed up by the corporate fund, which is our only discretionary fund. So you would be looking at probably a $7 million cut in the corporate fund. So.
Thank you. All right. Moving on, we have, I'm trying to see who has not spoke yet. Speaker Van Dyne. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I usually let the speaker go last. I'm going to let, do you have a, no, let's go. Go ahead. Member Dean Schlotman, then we'll go Van Dyne. Sorry. I didn't see your button there. Sorry. And then we'll go back to second time around. I thought you spoke.
I think to Member Richmond's point, when he has said that even out of Springfield, they have said that tough decisions have to be made and we need to find ways to make cuts. We cannot control what prices are, but we can control what we spend. And it is happening to every household all over Will County. So for the fact that we are going to sit here and say that it's just too hard to do, too bad, then we need to look harder. There are places where there can be cuts that are made that will make sense. Mr. Richmond goes through the budget line by line every year and gets shut down when he wants to show where those cuts can be made. So this is not merely oh, we're going to make everybody who's employed by the government suffer. This is, we're just not worried about how we're making everyone else suffer. And the residents of Will County have had enough. I encourage everyone to vote with Mr. Butler's motion.
Mr. Van Dyne. I turned you off.
Thank you. I know this has already been said, but we've had multiple finance meetings. We've also offered special finance meetings to discuss this possible amendment. I think, as far as I know, everybody was comfortable with the 2%. So I know kind of what's going to happen after this. We take a vote. There may be another amendment. I would just let everybody know that I'm comfortable at sticking with the 2% no matter what amendment comes forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Revis. And then Turner for second time.
Thank you, Madam Executive. This is for the State's Attorney's Office. I just want to clarify, this is the first step in the levy process, you had said?
Correct. Under the law, you're required to pass the annual aggregate levy. Obviously, that has effects on everything else that happens. But it's regards to PTEL and whether we're going to exceed the CPI or 5%. But this is the first step in the process. This is not the actual levy.
Yeah, and earlier you had mentioned that we would have to pass this to remain in compliance with PTEL and avoid something like going to a referendum, correct?
Certainly, you have to pass an aggregate one way or another, regardless of what you're going to do. You need to pass an estimated aggregate levy.
Okay, but if we would to fail to do that, let's just say we had 22 anti-high tax board members and we all voted no, the impact of that would be, it would go to a referendum for the public to determine, or no?
No, then we have to. We actually absolutely have to at some point pass an aggregate levy or an estimate aggregate levy, whether it has to be within 20 days.
When you made the referendum comment, that's what I'm going.
Oh, I'm sorry. The referendum comment. No, it does not go to a referendum simply because you didn't pass one. You have to pass a estimated aggregate levy. The referendum, you're getting the estimate so that you know whether it's going to be over the CPI or the 5%, which triggers the referendum question. It does not trigger a referendum if you're under that those CPI or the 5%, whatever's lower.
Got it. So to trigger a referendum, we would have to be exceed PTEL, which is the either CPI or 5%.
Correct. You absolutely have to pass an estimate aggregate levy, though. It's just the law requires it.
Understood. Because I was going to say, if that were the case, let's say we failed to pass this, we should, vote no on it, have it go to a referendum and let the citizens decide, because I think they'd make it very clear. Everybody I talk to says they want their units of government to do something to lower the impact on their property taxes. And I know we're not a big part of the property tax bill when there are 13 units of government all with their hand in the pot, but we have to do what's proportional in terms of what our role here is at the county and at the Forest Preserve. So I am going to support Member Butler's proposal. And then when that ultimately fails, I will be voting no on this estimate. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Hickey and then Butler.
Thank you.
Sorry,
I hesitate to speak for everyone, but I think that in my conversations with other board members, we're all anti-high taxes. Nobody wants to ask for, excuse me, I'm speaking.
we really have to try to learn to have some self-control here. I get it. It's emotional. If you can just do your real best to hold in your feelings. I have to do it a lot myself, so please, let's just try to be respectful of people's different opinion. We recognize that people have very vast opinions on this.
Thank you. So I spent several hours on the budget so far. I know this is my first time going through this process, so I have talked to many staff members who've been kind enough to share information. I've gone to every meeting, and I believe that was the time when we were working on this. So I don't understand why these things weren't brought forward then. And I feel like this is just kind of a tactic and not really very productive. You know, no one wants to see more social services more than I do. However, I've said to several people in this room, I don't think this is the year to expand things if we don't know where the money's going to come from. So I believe that this is as responsible as we can be. And I hear you. People are hurting. They will need more services when they're hurting. So I think that this is a balancing act that we're trying to pull off here. And I really would hope that we could have some productive conversation about it. Thank you.
All right, and I'm going to remind people, if you're talking for a second time, you have 2 minutes. Member Berkowitz.
Thank you, Madam Executive. So more services from the government equates to taking more taxpayer dollars. And the message I'm getting is that taxes are increasing in literally practically every levy on your tax bill, with the exception this year of the Forest Preserve, which it will go down a little bit like it did last year. Everyone else wants more. So more services equal more tax dollars taken out of their pockets. And we have to remember that when we grow, the only person that pays for that is the taxpayer. We get our funding from the taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer. My property was reassessed, I think it was 14% a year or so ago. 14%. And if I put my property on the market, the renovation and the maintenance we would have to do would be stunning. It would be hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's real life. That's what our residents experience. We in government, unfortunately, take a house and we put a value on it, a financial value on it, and it is completely unrealistic because a house is like a car. It breaks down. You need to maintain it. You need to constantly invest money in it. It's not worth the $700,000 or $500,000 that the assessor tells you it's worth. It's not realistic. The system is flawed. And at the end of the day, as an elected official, my job is to listen to what the people are telling me. And yes, I will admit, I have had people tell me, I'm okay with my taxes, but that rarely ever happens.
Member Berkowitz, I need you to wrap up.
Okay. I do want to mention, we talked about cuts. County board is taking, we are taking a cut. We have not increased our spending dramatically. In fact, We don't really even have a county boardroom. This is not ours. This desk doesn't belong to us. We don't get an office, and people can snicker, but it's a fact. I like to tell people that the county is very frugal when it comes to their county board. We received an email saying that we
And
can't.
let's stay in focus. I need you to
Okay.
wrap up. You're over it.
So I believe that it isn't inappropriate to ask other departments to examine their budget, consolidate where necessary, and we can maintain on what we took last year. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Butler for 2 minutes. I'll give you the same leeway, but I'll let you
Okay.
know. You're on, you're on.
All right. So I just want to clarify a few things. You know, when we talk about the levy, most people think the tax levy is what their taxes are. But because it's so common that the tax levy is always in the positive. It's never zero, never zero. Okay. So people come to think that that's what their taxes are, that they think that's normal, but it's actually an increase to their taxes every single year. I'd like to set a precedent that, hey, sometimes we don't raise your taxes. I know that's probably very, foreign for a lot of people to think. And when I first came to this board, I was amazed at how the Democrat side of the board felt they needed to spend the money. It was urgent. And I used to think that they just didn't care, but they felt an urgency, like it was their duty to spend the money. But I know that when I was raising my family, my 4 daughters and my wife, sometimes we didn't have a lot of money and we did without certain things. So when we talk about our needs as the government, we have to remember we're just a reflection of the people. So if the people need to save some money, then that's what we need to do. We don't just ask for more because things are tough. We have to do the same thing that all the families do because that's who we represent. So I just want to keep things in perspective. I'm winding down because I have 18 seconds left. And I'm just asking for everybody, let's do something historic and let's just not raise the taxes this year. Simple. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Revis? 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Madam Executive. I just wanted to comment on, I heard like 3 different ways that, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. This is the first time I'm seeing it. Then you're not listening. You're not paying attention because this side of the aisle, this is all we talk about. When I go talk to people in their districts and at their homes, this is all they talk about. So I repeat this as many times as I can, as often as I can, whether it's at the Forest Preserve or here. So while I appreciate that you're telling me that you hear us, but then right before that, you said, this is the first time hearing this. It's very disingenuous, at least in my perspective. So, I agree with everything Member Butler said. I think it's time that we, do the will of the people and lower property taxes and do without and tell government no. So thank you.
Thank you. We're going to close up with Chair Newquist. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Just as I'm sorry, Member Ortiz, the last minute push.
I'm
There you
sorry.
go.
I just have a question. I'm going through the paper that we were passed out, and seems as though, I don't know, maybe there's a typo in here. In the IMRF line, it actually increases $2 million with the 0% versus the 2%. Is it supposed to decrease 2 million? Because it went from.
I don't know who made, I don't know who.
Is that a mistake? Is that a mistake?
Hold on. We're going to let you, do we have, I don't know who put this together.
So-
You put this together, Mark?
So with 2025, the 2% CPI proposed, it says 14,200,000 for IMRF, but then with the 0%.
Oh, that is a good catch.
It increased $2 million, so I was just wondering.
Well, regardless, what we're looking for is the same $16.2 million that we got in 2024 final levy, and that's what it would remain for the 2025 final levy, $16.2 million. So it does appear, yes, that there is a typo there. However, 16.2 million would be a 0% increase. Thank you for catching that.
Okay, thanks.
So we are now going to vote on the 0% levy that Mr. Butler proposed, the 0%. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Richmond. Williams. Dean Schlottman. Ogala. Pretzel. Butler. Newquist. Balich. Oxley. Brooks. Winfrey. Bullock. Logan. Freeman. Revis. Mitchell. Ortiz. Berkowitz. Hickey. Costa. Trainier. Van Dyne.
What? No, was it? Twelve in the affirmative, the motion carries. Chair. Well, that was number 2. So we're going, oh, now we have, yeah. Yeah, so now we have to vote on as amended. I'm sure, sorry, I thought
Okay,
he did.
thanks. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we're back to number 2. We're back to number 2, the Will County estimate of annual aggregate levy as amended. And I so move.
Motion by Newquist, seconded by Revis.
Roll
Madam,
call,
all right,
please.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Richmond.
Or is there any discussion? Okay,
Richmond.
all right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Sorry.
Richmond. Williams. Dean Schlottman. Ogala. Pretzel. Butler. Newquist.
No.
Balich. Oxley. Brooks. Winfrey. Bullock. Hogan. Freeman. Revis. Mitchell. Ortiz. Berkowitz. Hickey.
No.
Costa. Trainier. Van Dyne.
Okay. With 12 in the affirmative, the motion carries.
Okay, number 3, Resolution 25-286, Community Mental Health Board estimate of annual aggregate levy, and I so move.
Motion by Newquist, seconded by Costa. Any discussion? Member Ogala, and then Berkowitz.
Thank you. So we've just gone through our first year of the 708 board having distributed funds to various organizations within the county. I think that we need to reconsider and take a hold on the money going forward so that we can see how those funds are being distributed, how the program works. And that also gives the 708 board and those working with the 708 board the opportunity to evaluate their process and determine if they need to make changes. So I would propose that we make no change to the levy and keep it as it was last year, which was at $8 million. I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ogala, seconded by Balich. Is there a discussion on the amendment? Are there discussion on the amendment? Member Berkowitz and then Speaker Van Dyne.
Yes, when this whole board first came forward and was passed through referendum, this committee was supposed to provide an annual report to the board, which the first year did not happen. We didn't get our financial reporting. We also had asked that the organizations that received money would provide the board with a summary and a report. That really hasn't happened either. Again, the issue with this whole process is accountability and transparency. This board is not accountable to the county board the way it's structured according to state statute. It's not accountable to us in any way. This board does not have to come to us for approval to allocate all this money. They don't have to provide us with any reporting. There's no, I don't believe that the meetings are recorded so the public can view them. Because I would love to watch the meetings and look at them later. I don't believe that's ever been started. I've requested that many times. I do know it's a public meeting, but if you're not available that night, it's really awesome for the organization to allow the public to watch and review the meeting later like we do with the Will County Board. So with that, with those issues, I don't know how did the $8 million get distributed? Where did it go? Where is a summary of the impact and the purpose for that $8 million? And the other thing too is we're talking about the budget. This, for example, they're proposing.
We're talking about the levy. We're not
Or
talking
the
about the
levy.
budget.
Thank you. They propose, I believe when they proposed $8 million, they actually received more money because when the treasurer sends the bills out, that's an estimate. I believe that they received $8,071,000, something like that. I don't have it in front of me. So this year they're coming forward. Now they want 12 million. Well, they're going to get more than $12 million. So we have a figure, but it's not an exact figure. They can count on receiving even more than $12 million once those tax bills go out and the money is sent to our treasurer. So again, I would like to see accountability and transparency here. I absolutely do not support this. This is outrageous, $12 million. Our previous.
We're talking about the amendment that member Ogala said.
Okay.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Member Costa.
Thank you. I just want to correct some misstatements and clarify, where we were last year in the 2024 levy. There was just a little bit over $8 million in the 0.0263% levy. It was $8,029,101. There was not any more than that. With the $12 million that is being requested, we've heard several organizations today, including the ROE, the Triple H Horse Farm, the organizations that have come forward during the monthly meetings that we have for the mental health board, saying that there is more mental health, IDD, substance abuse needs across the county. And I think more than ever, in a bipartisan way. All parties are seeing that need. I'm really happy to hear that the proposal is actually at 8 million and not 2 million like it was last year. So I think that's an improvement and a progression in the direction of all of us seeing what the mental health needs are. And as far as accountability is concerned, I'm not sure if everybody has been able to make the meetings, but the executive director of the Mental Health Board, Tina Mackey, has been so responsive and responsible to come out to the required executive team meetings, the required financial committee meetings to provide this information. I'd like to ask Member Winfrey to hold up the annual report that is in her hands that demonstrates the full report for 2025. So this information has been in all of our hands, and myself or our staff on the Mental Health Board would be happy to take in calls and have conversations outside of that. I will be supporting the $12 million. There is absolutely a need, and I'm asking that my fellow county board members do the same. Thank you.
We have Member Van Dyne. I can't.
Thank you. There was a statement about transparency, and that's what I wanted to mention, that Tina Mackey from the 708 Board does come in on a quarterly basis to the executive committee and does do a presentation. It's unfortunate that some members cannot stick around for executive committee, nor can they follow up and read what had happened, especially, I'll save that comment, but mental health, we can see that folks are in more need of mental health than ever before. I don't exactly know the reason, but I can tell that folks, it's very important to folks. This program is amazing. We funded it last year, and I think it would do the county justice to provide more funding so we can help the folks that need it, that cannot help the things that they are going through. So I would be absolutely be willing to stay at the 12 million. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Revis.
Thank you, Madam Executive. So this one is actually kind of difficult to me because I've gotten to see what the Mental Health Board is, working on, and I got involved a little bit with this trying to get the CAC some funds from them, and I see Member Herb Brooks shaking his head. And, it's just tough for me because I see a group like 3H and everything that they're doing, and I look at this county board and I see a great need for mental health services in the county. So I say that with love, everybody, I say that with love, myself, my mental health included. I know this job takes a toll on all of us. So in that sense, I do believe I'm going to support this amendment for Member Ogala to decrease it to the 10 million. But, if that fails, I do believe I'm going to support the Community Mental Health Board as is. Did I have that right? Was it 10 million or 8 million? 8 million. Okay.
Yeah, because we want to make sure. Member Ogala, can you repeat the number you said?
Yeah, so I will like to make the motion to amend it to 10 million. Thank you.
Yeah.
Was that your original? Okay, hold on, time out. Was that you originally
I'm
said?
Changing my motion. I'm withdrawing the 8 million and replacing with 10.
Make it a friendly amendment.
Okay, thank you. All right, do we have to do anything than that? We need a second though, don't we though? Yes, we do need a second on that.
Second.
Motion by Ogala, seconded by Butler to amend the amendment to now 10 million. I don't know if that changes anyone's discussion points, but we will start fresh. So Member Revis, if you'd like to continue.
Okay, so now it's 10 million. So yeah, I will support this to decrease to 10 million, but if that were to fail, I will be in support of the 12 million unchanging, just because I have seen the work of the Mental Health Board, and I have a lot of faith in what Tina Mackey's doing and how it's working in coordination with the county. And Member Costa as well. She's done a great job in her role there, and she's going to be missed when she moves on from that assignment.
Thank you. Member Trenier, and then Mitchell.
Thank you, Madam Executive. I think there was a misstatement and I'd like to correct it. The Mental Health 708 Board did not come forward last year and ask for 8 million. They asked for 10 million. We negotiated with members from the other side of the board prior to the actual board meeting starting. and agreed to an $8 million levy. And I think part of the reason some of our members agreed to that was the fact that this was new. We didn't know exactly what was going to happen, what the results were going to be. We've now seen the results, and it was really good. The annual report was fantastic. The different organizations that the board has worked with, that our executive director, Tina Mackey, has worked with, just stunning outcomes thus far. And this is really the first real year where we've, handed out grants and worked with different organizations. And her annual report was stunning. I don't see any needs going down in our community. In fact, I would think because of some of the terrorism going on in our community right now, that our mental health needs are going to be even higher. So I'm going to stay with the $12 million. Thank you.
Member Mitchell? Nobody cares more about mental health and behavioral health than I do, for a myriad of reasons. But I'm going to say this, though. I sit on the Board of Health. The Board of Health needs money. They need funding. And when you're looking at a budget, when you're looking at the money you have in your pocket, and you say, this is what we have, I don't know where I'm going to get any more. People are already struggling. You got to say, well, we can't start this project, or we can't expand this project until we make sure that this is okay. So while I love the programs that I see that, when I think it's Triple H came to explain about their, expanded projects, I'm actually happy about that. But it may have to be delayed if we have other places that need immediate attention and we're trying to help the taxpayers. Because I think we need to prioritize things a little bit better. So I'm not saying no. I don't think any of us are saying no. We're just saying not right now, because we're in a precarious position right now, and we don't know what our future looks like, and we're trying to save the taxpayers' money. So we're not saying no. We're just saying not right now, so that we can take care of things that have an immediate need, such as our Department of Health. So that's it.
Thank you. We're going to go Member Freeman, then Dean Schlotman.
Thank you. I too sit on the Board of Health, and Member Mitchell and I both signed a request for increased funding. They have a lot of services that are cut. The trickle down from the federal level has been real. The levy that was just passed, it's going to affect the health board. This is, if we go to anything less than 12, it's going to affect the health board. Member Revis has brought forth the Joliet Fire Department with their cares and community. They would, all of these people need to expand services. And what I'm hearing is no. I understand that it's tight. It's going to get worse. If you think that what is coming down is not going to affect us, I want a drink of that Kool-Aid. I want just a small taste, because I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing a great need in our community for so many services, from the health department to our veterans services to our sheriff's department. And we have to be able to fund that. So I am in favor of the 12. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Dean, did you change your mind? Okay, we're going to go around for a second time, so please keep it to 2 minutes. Member Ogala?
Thank you. So as it was stated, last year they came forward with 10. We did negotiate for 8 million. We have seen the annual report that was provided by Tina Mackey, which outlined many of the different services that are organizations that have benefited from the 708 board. Like I said, we don't know the outcome. My amendment to 10 is still an increase over last year. So I think that's fair. I think it's fair to go up just that 10 and that's it. And see what happens, see what the outcome is. Let's look at the results. Let's see how many people they were able to help in each different organization. Because we need to be very mindful of the fact that, again, this money comes from our taxpayers. but our taxpayers understand that there are issues that happen, that are going on and have been going on in our community, and they want to support mental health, which is why they voted for it. So I hope that you guys will all vote for a decrease in what they have asked for, but still it's an increase over what they received last year. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Acosta, second time, if you could keep it to 2 minutes.
Thank you. I appreciate the direction in which this debate is going and that we moved from 8 to 10 because of all of the positive outcomes we've seen thus far. We also know what the risks are if we don't continue the programming that has become available and opening up the door for other organizations who have not yet applied to get continued funding. I did hear that maybe right now is not the time, but somebody that's suffering with a mental health condition, today is the time. This moment is the time. There is no future for that. When I hear that a 10-year-old needs to be saved from suicidal ideation, that should concern all of us today, not tomorrow, not next year. And I do hear that we are moving in the direction of agreement that mental health care services is necessary across the counties. So again, I ask all of my county board members, those that both voted and did not vote for our most recent vote on the annual aggregate levy for the county. We're at 0% at this point. I think we have room here at this point to move on this $12 million. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have Member Mitchell for 2 more minutes, please. Whoops, sorry.
It's not going to take 2 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't want to be misunderstood. I think I began what I said before as there's nobody in this room more concerned about mental health and behavioral health than I, for whatever reason. I do not believe that we can just blithely mention 10-year-olds having suicidal ideation and you throw it out there as if I do not care about that. Obviously, I do. I'm personally offended by that comment. I'm just letting you know that straight off. All I'm saying is that there are currently programs that our Board of Health need that are going on currently. They need to be taken care of so that 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 50-year-olds can be I guess, seen by a professional. But no way am I saying that they should not be taken care of. I'm just saying we cannot expand right now to bigger projects if we can avoid it. Let's take care of what we have right now in hand so we can take care of people right now in hand that are waiting in line. So should they wait? Okay, that's it.
All right. I see no further comments. We have a motion to amend the resolution from 12 to 10. So this is what we are voting on from 12 to 10. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Richmond, Williams, Dean Schlotman, Ogala, Pretzel, Butler, Newquist, Balich, Oxley, Brooks, Winfrey, Bullock, Logan, Freeman, Revis, Mitchell, Ortiz, Berkowitz, Hickey, Costa, Trainier, Van Dyne.
12 in affirmative, the motion carries. Member Newquist, do you want to?
Okay, so, sorry about that. Number 3.
Now you need to, now we need a,
Right, now we need to vote on the Community Mental Health Board estimate of annual aggregate levy as amended, and I so move.
motion by Newquist, seconded by Revis. I think we've amended, okay, we have a comment, Speaker Van Dyne.
Even though, thank you, even though I am disappointed at the 10 million, I absolutely support this 708 board, so I will be a yes. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Richmond, Williams, Dean Schlotman, Ogala, Pretzel, Butler, Newquist,
Yes.
Balich, Oxley, Brooks, Winfrey, Bullock, Logan, Freeman, Revis, Mitchell, Ortiz, Berkowitz, Hickey, Costa, Trainier, Van Dyne.
21? No. 21 in the affirmative, the motion carries. Chair Newquist.
Sorry about that. I'm distracted here, thinking about something. Okay, number 4, we have the monthly finance reports to be placed on file, and I so move.
Motion by Newquist,
Second by Higgins.
seconded by O'Gala. Madam Clerk, any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Richmond, Williams, Dean Schlottman, O'Gala, Pretzel, Butler, Newquist,
Yes.
Balich, Oxley, Brooks, Winfrey, Bullock, Logan, Freeman, Revis, Mitchell, Ortiz, Berkowitz, Hickey, Costa, Trainier, Van Dyne.
21 in the 20 in the affirmative, the motion carries.
Okay, we have a special finance committee meeting scheduled for October 21st, 2025. And then our next regular finance committee meeting is scheduled for November 4th, 2025. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Moving on, Member Trenier, Public Works and Transportation.
Thank you, Madam Executive. We have a consent agenda today consisting of 4 items. Resolution 25-287, confirming award of contract to PT Farrow Construction, led on September 17th for Bell Road from 151st Street to Martindale Lane, County Board District 4. Ordinance 25-288, authorizing approval of the establishment of an altered speed zone 702 along 78th Avenue in Frankfort Township, County Board District 3. Ordinance 25-289, authorizing approval of establishment of an altered speed zone 703 along Baloo Road, Wesley Township, County Board District Number 1. Ordinance 25-290, authorizing approval of the establishment of an altered speed zone 704 along Lakewood Drive, Wesley Township, County Board District 1, and I so move.
Motion by Trenier, seconded by Dean Schlottman. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Our next Public Works and Transportation Committee meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, November 4th at 9 a.m. Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a great.
Member Butler.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Public Health and Safety has nothing to move forward. Our next meeting will be November 6th.
Thank you. Member Ortiz. Is there a vice chair? They're both not here. I'll just make the announcement. There's no agenda. Or no resolution. The next meeting is November 4th, 2025. Capital improvements, Member Freeman.
Thank you. We have nothing to bring forward.
Do you have a next meeting date? All right, thank you. November 4th, sorry, I don't know if I had your mic on. Yeah, that's fine. Chair of Landfill, Dean Schlottman.
There's nothing to bring forward at this time. The next meeting is a Wednesday, November 12th.
Thank you. Moving on, Speaker Van Dyne. Oh, hold on a second. Member Van Dyne, Executive Committee.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have 4 items to bring forward today. Resolution 25-291, authorizing the Will County Executive to execute a contract for the state lobbying services. This is also, a renewal of our state lobbyist, Mackin Strategies.
We have a motion. Is there a second? Second, Hickey. Member Revis.
Thank you, Madam Executive. I was I had a question. I guess I don't know who this would be directed to. I think you directly. But do we feel that we are getting the requisite amount of services for the $5,000? Is everybody satisfied? We're not having issues with Max Strategies Group. Everything's going swimmingly. I'm not on the legislative committee anymore, and I'm just curious what someone who deals with them on a daily basis has to say about it.
I'm going to let Speaker Van Dyne speak on that because that was a question I know that was brought up yesterday. Go ahead, Member Van Dyne.
Yeah, to answer that question, yes. Both individuals that work for Max Strategies have been very responsive. I personally believe they do a fantastic job for us down in Springfield. So that is why they were hired under my term I'm sorry, they were hired not under my term, but I am more than comfortable of keeping them. I think they do a fantastic job. Thank you.
All right, seeing no other comments, is there a previous, or would you like to roll call on this? Previous roll call by Winfrey? Were you know last time? Oh. All right, we're going to take a clean roll call here. Madam Clerk, please call the roll. We're voting on the contract. We are on number, Executive Committee number item 1. Madam Clerk.
Richmond? Williams? Dean Schlottman? O'Gala? Pretzel? Butler? Newquist? Balich? Oxley? Brooks? Winfrey? Bullock? Logan? Freeman? Revis? Mitchell? Ortiz? Berkowitz? Hickey? Costa? Trainier? Van Dyne?
Yes.
Thank you. 22 in the affirmative, the motion carries.
Thank you. Resolution 25-292, supporting the redefining of the Chicago Sanitary and Ship Canal, and I so move.
Motion by Van Dyne, seconded by O'Gala. Any discussion? Previous roll call by Oxley, seconded by Winfrey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number 3 on it.
Excuse me, you want to know? Okay, Mr. Butler's a no on that. Thank you.
Number 3 on
Still-
our,
Still carries, sorry.
Number 3 on our agenda, Resolution 25-293, authorizing the county executive to execute an IGA with Town of St. John, Indiana, to provide access to our countywide radio system, and I will make that motion.
Motion by Van Dyne, second by Dean Schlottman. Previous roll call by Winfrey, seconded by O'Gala. Would you like to be a yes or stay no, sir? All right, we're going to change Mr. Butler to yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 25-294, amending liquor control ordinance, Chapter 110, amending to increase the total number of available Class B liquor license. I so move.
Motion by O'Gala, seconded by Ballage. Previous roll call by Revis. Their seconded by Brooks. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
That concludes our report. Our next executive committee meeting is scheduled for November 13th, 2025. Moving on to the appointments by the county executive, Resolution 25-295, approving county executive appointments to Sunnyland Sanitary District of Will County, and I'll make the motion.
Motion by Van Dyne, seconded by O'Gala. Previous roll call by Ballage, seconded by Costa. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We're ready.
That concludes our report. Thank you.
Moving on to public comments relevant to matters under the jurisdiction of the county. Is there anyone here to make any comments relevant to matters under the jurisdiction of the county? You can come up now. Yep, thank you. Again, please state your name for the record. Yep, thank you.
Christine Duran, the president and founder of Triple H Ranch. I want to thank you for your discussion over this 10 or this 12 million. I wanted to give you a little bit more detail from an organization side, the point of view. I am a very small fish in this pond, that I have had the privilege of serving over 5,000 families for the past 10 years. And in those 10 years, I have not paid myself and instead given back to the organization because I believe in the people that we're helping, and the need is so immense out there. We are not talking about children saying that they think they want to take their lives. We're talking about children who have actually attempted taking their lives. That I have adults come up to me and say, I can't take anything from you because you have literally saved my life. That the money that you are giving to these organizations, mine would never be looked at. I'm so small, I'm insignificant. But we are significant because we are so deeply embedded in our community that you may hear from one or two people. We are hearing from hundreds or thousands of individuals in our community. The need is real. The money needs to be to these organizations because they are truly making the impact that I hear each and every one of you want for your community. That 708 board is going through and diligently looking at each one of our applications. Not only are we turning in quarterly reports, Tina Mackey is amazing and her team are phenomenal and they are checking in on us. They have come out to meet every single organization that they have given money to because it was not enough for them to just see what we're doing on paper. They wanted to see it in person. I encourage you to look at their report, to learn about every single organization that they are coming to. I invite you to come out to my ranch and see the small but very significant difference that we are making in our community. Thank you for your time.
All right, we're going to move on to comments of board members. So please press your button now. We don't want any late last minute. We do have executive session after this as well. So press your buttons and I'll get to you as you come, as you light up. Okay, we're going to start off with Member Ballage and then Member Hickey.
I just want to let everybody know that this month is Italian month based on the governor signing that into a law. And we had a great parade and there was all kinds of floats and all kinds of people and all kinds of good food because people like to give you food when you go to that parade. And the cannolis were good. The pizza was good. The beef was good. And, you know, that's what you call bringing community together because there's people of every single nationality that show up at that thing. And there's all kinds of Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, and people that love government, people that hate government, but they all come together as one because they support the Italian people. So I just wanted to bring that out, and I'm wearing a rose from an Italian person. And if you can't see it, I'll stand up. This was a gift from a real nice lady that sits up over there. That's all I have to say. And God bless everybody.
Member Hickey.
Thank you, Madam Executive. I'd like to recognize some people who went out of their way recently to help a young man in Will County who was experiencing a crisis. Our county coroner, Lori Summers, saw a person on the side of the road who she feared was injured. So she pulled over to give assistance. She was joined by Christine Doran from 888 Ranch and also Michael Summer and Carol Wynowski. I hope I'm saying that right. They were able to ascertain that the gentleman was having a mental health crisis. They contacted the Will County Sheriff. It looks like it is Sergeant Creighton assisted with the initial phone calls. And then Deputy Troy Greenquist transported the young man to the living room in Joliet. And for those of you who don't know what the living room is, it's at 2000 Glenwood Avenue in Joliet. It's a free alternative to the emergency room for people experiencing mental health crisis. The living room provides a safe, calm environment for de-escalation and evaluation to assure the appropriate level of care is received. It's available to those 18 years and older at no charge, and they are given resources that they may need. And this is a great service that we have in the community. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, thanks to some support from the county board. So thank you. I would really like to thank these people for what they did for this gentleman.
Thank you. Member Revis and then Trinier.
Thank you, Madam Executive. For those that don't know, I went to St. Mary's Catholic School in Plainfield. Fun little aside, when I was there, Paul Bertino would play the piano and I'd watch him, tap on the keys. And I was always inspired to play the piano because of that. And I am learning to play the piano. But the reason I bring that up is because St. Mary's is doing confessions now during the week. So I gave a confession, and, all of us, we make mistakes. We all, maybe say things in the heat of our debates. And actually, as I was going through it, I think I've had to apologize to at least everybody on my side of the aisle before. And I know I am due a couple other apologies to the opposite side of the aisle. When I make a mistake, I try to admit that and, get a little grace. So, none of us are perfect. Yesterday, I laid blame on Speaker Van Dyne for something that wasn't of his doing. And it just really was in the heat of the moment. So I do apologize for that. And I would like to say thank you to all of us today. I felt like we really had a productive debate, and we zeroed in on my favorite C word, compromise. And I think that's what really allows our board to, thrive. And when we rely on compromise, we can thrive. So, thank you to Member Ortiz and Speaker Van Dyne and everybody on the opposite side of the aisle that was willing to come to a compromise today. Thank you.
Member Trinier. And then Berkowitz.
Thank you, Madam Executive. Over the last 3 months, the federal government has engaged in a broader campaign to systematically incite violence and intimidation across the Chicagoland area. Rather than going after the worst of the worst, federal agents have indiscriminately targeted people based on the color of their skin, arrested elected officials, and more. In just the last 5 days, federal officials have rammed an SUV, then used pepper balls, smoke grenades, and deployed several rounds of tear gas. That was in the Chicago Sun-Times. As a result of the protest, a 15-year-old U.S. citizen was taken by feds for 5 hours, and 13 Chicago police officers were exposed to tear gas. Black Club of Chicago reported this. Chased people inside a Walgreens, including a U.S. citizen. This was on Facebook and ABC Channel 7 Chicago. Violently arrested and detained a WGN employee for 7 hours, Chicago Sun-Times. Circled a Rogers Park church during a Spanish mass, ABC Chicago. Tossed to the ground and detained a Hoffman Estates teen, CBS News. Raided an O'Hare Airport parking lot where rideshare drivers wait between trips to pick up travelers, WTTW Chicago. Forcibly pulled a woman from her car in a local school pickup line in the West Loop, Fox News Chicago 32. Since the beginning of their violence and intimidation campaign, federal officers have also shot and killed Silverio Villegas Gonzalez in Franklin Park, Illinois, and provided misleading information regarding the circumstances of the deaths, reported by the Chicago Sun-Times. Deployed a Black Hawk helicopter to the South Side neighborhood in the dead of night, removing residents from their homes, zip tying them and detaining them in vans for hours, including children separated from their parents, ABC 7, People magazine. In response, Governor Pritzker has directed state agencies to provide support and evaluate the treatment of children during the federal raid in South Shore. Snatched a family in broad daylight, allegedly based on the color of their skin, Chicago Tribune. Arrested elected officials, Alderperson Fuentes, Facebook, Oak Park Commissioner. Fired rubber bullets, deployed tear gas against peaceful protesters, Black Club Chicago. Arrested a reporter and used a chemical agent against another reporter unprovoked, Black Club Chicago and Blue Sky. Deployed chemical agents on a busy street near an elementary school and grocery store, Chicago Sun-Times. That's just a few of them. I also note that a television station, I don't recall all the call letters, but it ended QC, so it made me think it was Quad Cities. They literally picked up an autistic child and held him for days in a facility. His parents didn't know what happened to him. This is our federal government.
Thank you. Berkowitz, Member Berkowitz.
Thank you, Madam Executive. So want to make it clear that I'm not against mental health. I know it's a real issue. And I understand we all have experienced it one way or another. In the past years that I've been on the county board has always put the priorities of the health department first. Every time they've come to us with a need, a financial need, the county board has stepped up and we have always supported them. Our previous executive director of the health department, Sue Olenek, expressed her concerns with the mental health fund. We have to remember that the mental health board is not a service provider. They take taxpayer dollar and they redistribute it to organizations that they select. And as I mentioned earlier, there is no accountability to the board. The board takes the money from the taxpayer. We approve the levy. The taxpayer pays it. The treasurer gives that money, transfers that money to this board, and they redistribute it. They never come back to the county board for approval or input. There is one county board member assigned to this committee, and she's assigned by the county executive. There's no input from the county board in that respect either. And in the past, we've suggested, well, if we have one county board member, then why don't we increase it to 2 county board members and make sure that each caucus is represented? That's never happened either. And yes, that conversation has occurred. Just take a look at some of the recordings of previous meetings. That conversation has definitely occurred. So moving forward, when this whole levy was proposed, Sue Olenek indicated that her biggest concern was the fact that we're creating a new tax levy, and it's not necessary because these are the services that the mental health, the Will County Health Department provides. Her concern was that there would be duplication, and also there would be an unnecessary cost in administration, legal expenses, and office supplies and everything else that comes with it. And I don't have my report in front of me, but I know it was well over $1 million. So those are the facts surrounding this board and the issues that we have today. We could be taking these dollars that are spent on a board that is not accountable to the taxpayer or to the county board, and the health department could easily be providing the same role, and we'd have all that money to spend. We'd have more money to allocate. So I just want to make sure that everyone is clear that when we approved this levy today, it wasn't for services. It was for a board that they distribute the services, not us. Thank you.
Thank you. Going to go to Member Ogala. then Williams.
Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to say that I'm happy to see a lot of people in the audience wearing pink today in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And in the past, we used to have proclamations that we would do that. And it was very important. We passed out these pink ribbons. So I'm glad that everyone did that. I also want to make awareness that we had Mental Illness Awareness Week from the 5th to the 10th. We had World Health Day on the 10th, and we had Columbus Day on the 13th. I think these are all things we can be proud of and enjoy here in our in Illinois as a resident of what happens and how proud we are at recognizing important things that are critical to everybody. But in the meantime, I also wanted to mention this, that working in participation with U.S. and Mexican authorities, ICE rescued a 3-year-old child who was abducted by a woman working in conjunction with an illegal charge with child rape. We could go on and on here and list off everything that's going on. The issue is that there are people here who have come and have done horrific things, and they in the past, our past presidents have deported illegal immigrants who have done crimes. And I think that that's something that we need to be aware of and what's happening. Another thing, federal agents did dispense tear gas into a crowd with a hostile crowd in Chicago after DHS says it arrested 2 illegal immigrants accused of ramming their car into a Border Patrol vehicle before fleeing the scene. We can do this if this is what we want to do. I don't think we do. I think this is something that's beyond our rule, our control here as a county board, but we can do it if you guys want to.
Actually, your leadership. So I'm going to wait to call you if you don't mind. Yeah, sorry about that, Sherry. All right. We're, Member Freeman.
Thank you. I have so many things that I would love to say about the federal government, but I'm not today because I could take the rest of the day. I'm extremely frustrated. The headlines alone are enough to make one cringe. I'm going to focus on Halloween is coming up, and we need to be careful out there. We need to be sure that our children are safe. If you do happen to see a child being snagged up by men or women with face masks on, please dial 911. We don't know if they're ICE or if they are kidnappers, so please be on the lookout and keep our children safe out there. Keep your lights on. Some people are wearing whistles just to ring alarm. There are things that we can do as individuals, but we do have to keep our children and their parents safe. I was unable to get the answers to my questions this month, but I do know that the Sunny Hill Nursing Home is having their holiday bazaar this month. It is a fundraiser to raise money for things that we as a county do not supply. I was unable to find out exactly when they would like us to bring in our baked goods or our crafts, but the event is October 24th from 10 to 3. I do know in the past they have wanted the items there at least 2 or 3 days in advance. If they're baked goods, try to get them there close. You can also call Maggie McDowell, I suppose, and get an answer to that. But they could use our help because they are going to be hurting now too. So I thank you.
Yep. Member Costa.
Thank you. I'd like to use my time today to inspire us with some verses from the good book. Whether you are a believer in Jesus Christ, or if you can just admire the stories of a man, Jesus from Bethlehem, I'd like to invite you to take in these words from the book of Leviticus. When a foreigner resides among you, do not mistreat them. The foreigner residing among you must be treated as your native born. Love them as yourself, for you are foreigners. From the book of Jeremiah, this is what the Lord says. Do what is just and right. Rescue from the hand of the oppressor, the one who has been robbed. Do not do wrong or violence to the foreigner, the fatherless, or the widow, and do not shed innocent blood on this place. From the book of Matthew, For I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you invited me in. Truly, I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. And in the book of Timothy, here is a trustworthy saying: whoever aspires to be an overseer desires a noble task. Now, the overseer is to be above reproach, temperate, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach, not violent but gentle, not quarrelsome, not a lover of money. He must also have a good reputation with outsiders, so that he will not fall into disgrace and into the devil's trap. Now, the overseers of our faith-based community, I think, do their best to share this good word. And we are overseers of this county. We have a responsibility. And as overseers, we must love the foreigner, the immigrant, the sojourner, the stranger. We are overseers of their safety and security. And I leave you with that today. Amen.
Thank you. Member Butler?
So I just want to take the time to appreciate everything that was just said. You know, these are laws are given to us by the Lord to take care of our fellow peoples. But I just want to remind people that Jesus also said, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and not to mix the laws of God with the rules of men. And I also want to applaud the board member who spoke about, you know, the injustices done to people and crimes committed by government officials. I can appreciate that no government official should ever commit crimes against people, and they should be held to a higher standard. But I do question the sources of information that were being quoted. And I just want to say that in the legislative committee coming up, I have something that I wanted to add to it, where it speaks to truth in media. And we're going to have 2 acts, the Fairness Doctrine, and the Smith-Mundt Act. And these are 2 acts that were put in place so that the media had to properly report things. You know, some of us who are older remember when we watched the news and we could trust it because there was fair reporting. It wasn't like today where big corporations have come in and taken over the news, and anyone who wants to watch the news they want to hear can just tune into that channel. If you want to hear news that is tailored for your ears, you just tune into whatever channel that is. They don't offer both stories. The Fairness Doctrine, it was required that anytime a story was brought up, that you had to give an opposing view. You know, and in the Smith-Mundt Act, it was actually put in place after the war so that the government couldn't spread propaganda in the country. And then it was called the Modernization Act, so that they said, well, any information should be accessible by Americans. We have a right to it too. But when it's propaganda, it's not truth-telling. And we expect truth-telling from the government. And so they said, well, then we'll just make it so that it has to have a request, that you can't just get it. Well, the request is a simple computer search. So when you Google something, you have made that request. I don't know about anybody else, but anytime I can't figure anything out, I'll Google something. So I don't think that people will make the distinction of, am I getting propaganda or not? But if people don't figure out real soon that the media is all propaganda, we're going to be spouting out facts that aren't true. We're going to talk about crimes that aren't happening. There has not been any ICE agents committing crimes against people. We have agents, officers doing their jobs. Thank you.
Member Ortiz?
Thank you, Madam Executive. I just want to say, on behalf of the Latino community, we really do appreciate all of the statements of concern, truly. But with all due respect, words do not keep people safe. Actions do. The Black and brown residents of this county are watching, and they're asking for us to do more and be more than just commentators. They're asking for us to lead, to take real action, to protect them from the abuses of this administration. I've got multiple resolutions and ordinances already drafted that I'm ready and willing to support. But at this point, I don't know what anyone else is willing to stand behind. So for the sake of our communities, I really do hope that we can do more than just make comments at the county board. As leaders of this county, I hope we can actually do something. Thank you.
Member Dean Schlotman. Then Newquist.
With some of the frustration that I feel people have been rendering towards our federal government, I just want to say I'm so grateful that the 20 hostages that were remaining in Gaza are home with their families and alive. Praise the Lord. And that I am sure that the people there are extremely happy with how we have been working to help in that area. Again, I don't know why we needed to go down this path today. I thought Member Rebus ended the day with a great thought about what we were doing as a board, and then it became a circus again. But if we're going to do this, we're going to do it. We're not going to sit here and listen to one side just tell us that everything that is being done is wrong, especially when there are actual American citizens who have had issues themselves because of failed politics the last 4 years. So I really hope this isn't something we have to go back and forth and do, but again, we're willing to do it if we have to.
Member Newquist.
So on Tuesday, I had an interesting experience. I was in the elevator coming up to the meeting, and there was a gentleman in the elevator who said to me, "I'm 60 years old. My vision may be going, but my eyesight may be going, but my vision is clear." And I thought this was a really profound statement. And I hope that our vision is clear. What I think is most important is that we keep our residents safe, all of them, whether they're here illegally, legally, on a green card. I think it's very important that we hold our law enforcement officers to the same standard that we hold our own county deputies. I mean, they're not allowed to wear masks. They need to identify themselves, and they treat people with respect. That's all I'm asking of our federal officers. And I hope that's a vision that we can all agree on, and that we urge our state and federal legislators to pass laws accordingly. Thank you.
I see no other comments from county board members. I'm going to move on to Leader Williams.
Thank you. I know that sometimes we question what our role is as county board members. So I have a little, I guess you could call it a poem that I would like to recite. They came for the LGBTQ and transgender community, and I did not speak out because I'm not LGBTQ and I'm not transgender. It came for the Palestinians, and I did not speak out because I'm not Palestinian. It came for the homeless, and I did not speak out because I'm not homeless. It came for the quote unquote illegals, and I did not speak out because I'm not a quote unquote illegal. It came for the government workers, and I did not speak out because I'm not a government worker. They came for the anti-Americans, and I did not speak out because I am not an anti-American. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. We cannot stand by and watch others suffer and do nothing. We must take whatever actions we can take as Will County elected officials to keep our residents in the county safe and secure. Silence is not an option. Thank you.
Member Richmond.
So I did see an email going out that our strategic plan is moving forward. So that's all I have to say.
Very good. Member or Leader Van Dyne.
Thank you. I'll try to end on a positive note. I've noticed some folks have been wearing pink today. I've been to many events, and it seems like at the event, there's always a speaker that wants to stand up and ask anybody that had breast cancer or any form of cancer to please stand up. And you'll see 5-10% stand up. And then they go on and on and on about, do you know a family member? Do you know somebody that has some sort of cancer? And by the time they're done asking the question, I would say probably 95% of the people at the event stand up. So I'm glad to see people are supporting breast cancer by wearing pink. And I know if you happen to forget, it's okay. It's a very bad disease that we need some further research done on. And I feel sorry for anyone that has to go through that. And it's October is always known as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I would just like everybody to remember somebody that is going through such a terrible disease. I hope that's a positive note because we are aware of the condition that they're going through. So with that said, I hope everybody has an enjoyable afternoon, and we will see you beginning of next month.
Thank you. A motion to go into executive session. Motion by Revis, seconded by Mitchell. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Richmond. Williams. Dean Schlottman. Ogala. Pretzel. Butler. Newquist. Balich. Oxley. Brooks. Winfrey. Bullock. Logan. Freeman. Revis. Mitchell. Ortiz. Berkowitz. Hickey. Costa. Trainier. Van Dyne.
To clarify, we're going to executive session to discuss negotiation. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
All right. Richmond. I have to say, and what is?
We're coming out of roll call. This is roll call to come out. Yeah, we're coming out of executive session. Madam Clerk.
Williams. Dean Schlottman. Ogala. Oh,
We're just to come out of executive. Okay, all right. Just wanted to make sure.
Pretzel. Butler. Newquist. Balich. Oxley. Brooks. Winfrey. Bullock. Logan. Freeman. Revis. Mitchell. Ortiz. Berkowitz. Hickey. Costa. Trainier. Van Dyne.
All right. We're now out of executive session. Speaker Van Dyne.
I'd like to make a motion to approve option 1
As recommended by.
as recommended by the state's attorney.
No, it's our labor attorney.
Labor attorney, thank you.
All right. Is there a second? Second by Dean Schlottman. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Richmond. Williams.
This is the postpone.
Postpone?
Mhm.
No.
Stop. Okay, Williams? No. Dean Schlottman? Ogala? Pretzel? Butler? Newquist? Balich? Oxley? Brooks?
No.
Winfrey? Bullock? Freeman? Revis? Mitchell? Ortiz? Berkowitz? Hickey? Costa? I'm sorry. Costa? No. Trainier? No. Van Dyne?
No.
21 in the negative, the motion fails.
Madam Executive, I'd like to make a motion to approve option 2 as directed by the labor attorney.
Motion by Van Dyne, seconded by Dean Schlottman. Madam Clerk,
Richmond?
please call the roll.
Williams? Dean Schlottman? O'Gala? Pretzel? Butler? Newquist? Balich? Oxley? Brooks? Winfrey? Bullock? Freeman? Revis? Mitchell? Ortiz? Berkowitz? Hickey? Costa? Trainier? Van Dyne?
Yes.
Nineteen in the affirmative, the motion carries. With that, I think we have concluded our meeting. I've lost my order here. I don't know when our next meeting is, but hold on. What is it? November 20th? Can I get a motion to adjourn until November 20th? Motion by Mitchell, seconded by Oxley. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.